There are currently 7 types of critters in Dreamlight Valley, with more likely on the way, and they're hiding a very adorable secret from you. Sure, you might already know that you can feed the critters treats and get an item as a reward, but did you know you can actually tame each one of these animals and make each one your forever companion? You know you need a pet squirrel in every available color, so stay right there and I'll tell you how to get each one of those squirrels and every other critter to be your loyal pets fast. The first thing you need to know about critters is that they stay inside their own specific biome, so you'll have to go where they like to hang out if you want to win them over. Each critter has a favorite food, and you should try to feed them that. They also have a category of food they still like, but not as much as they like their favorite. This matters because if you're going to be feeding these guys anyway, you might as well try to get them to drop some dream shards for you. And they'll only do that if you feed them their most favorite treat. You only get 1 shot per day to feed each critter. So if you give them something they don't like at all, you'll have to wait until at least tomorrow to try again. And by the way, you do have to feed each critter 2 times before it'll decide to be yours, so it does take a minimum of 2 days to earn their companionship. Now, as we go through this list, don't worry if you struggle to remember exactly what every animal loves. I'll let you in on a little secret in a bit that should help you never get this wrong. First up, let's feed some squirrels. Squirrels hang out in the plaza and, unsurprisingly, their favorite food is nuts. Peanuts, to be specific. You can buy peanuts at Chez Remy, but without spoiling anything, I'll say that you do need to have a little bit of quest progress done in order for peanuts to become available. However, squirrels also really like fruit, so try that if you don't have access to peanuts yet. The best thing about these critters is that they're easy to feed. They usually just run right up to you, so just hand it over to them. Now, rabbits are a little more challenging. Their favorite food is, surprise, carrots. You can find carrots at Goofy's stall in the Peaceful Meadow, which is also where the rabbits will be hanging out. Rabbits will run away when you approach them, but don't get discouraged. Just keep following them until they eventually stop, at which point you'll have earned the privilege of feeding them. Rabbits also like vegetables, so you could try some corn or some lettuce or something like that if you don't have any carrots handy. The next critter is one I never imagined wanting as a pet before Dreamlight Valley. But when crocodiles look this cute, you just gotta have them. Crocodiles hang out in the Glade of Trust, and they have a surprisingly sophisticated palate. Their favorite food is actually lobster, so make sure you save some for these guys next time you go fishing in the Glade. But they'll also happily accept shellfish if there's no lobster available, so a shrimp or a crab could do nicely. Feeding these little guys is a bit tricky until you get the hang of it. Here's what you need to do. Wait for one to stand kinda still, then approach as its head is down. When it starts looking around, freeze in place, and wait for its head to go down again, and then just resume your approach. Keep doing this over and over until you're nice and close, at which point you can go in for the feeding. If cute little crocs aren't your thing, how about a tiny baby sea turtle? You can find these little guys on Dazzle Beach, and their favorite food is seaweed, which you can get from fishing just about anywhere, or oftentimes it's just laying around in the sand. If you don't want to use any of your seaweed for this, you'll be glad to know that turtles also like to eat shellfish in general. Approach with caution though. As you move closer to a turtle, it will retract into its shell. Just stand still when that happens and wait for it to pop back out. After that, you should be able to get close enough to deliver a satisfying treat. So let's talk about sunbirds next, which you should be able to find in the Sunlit Plateau. These gorgeous birds are a little different from all the other critters on this list. Each of the 5 colors of sunbird has its own favorite flower to eat. If you're like me and you really can't tell which sunbird is supposed to be which, don't worry. Each sunbird still likes to eat flowers in general, so you can definitely win them over with any flower you like. You just won't be able to get any dream shards unless you dedicate yourself to supplying them with the exact right one. If you're up to the challenge, the emerald sunbird likes the green passion lily the most. The golden sunbird favors the sunflower. Orchid sunbirds love the orange house leek. The red sunbird likes the red bromeliad. And finally, the turquoise sunbird loves the pink house leek. Even though their favorite foods may be a little complex, at least sunbirds don't have any special tactics to learn in order to deliver the meal. Just walk right up to them and give them a flower. So easy. Luckily, our next critter, raccoons, aren't as picky as the birds. You can find this furry cutie in the Forest of Valor, and its favorite treat is blueberries, which you can find right on the bushes right where the raccoons hang out. If for some reason you can't find any, raccoons will also happily chow down on whatever other fruit you have handy. But you will need to approach them the same way you would do with a crocodile, which means you'll need to move forward when their head is more lowered and stand in place when they bounce up. Before you know it, they'll be taking your berry. If you're a dedicated fisherman, you'll find the next critter, foxes, very easy to satisfy. Their most favorite food is white sturgeon, but they also like any other fish you might have. White sturgeon can be caught in the same biome where you'll find the foxes themselves, which is Frosted Heights. So, how do you go about feeding one of these majestic little things? Simply let one run up to you and then follow it around until it stops. Now's your chance to deliver that fish. Okay, so I've been a major squirrel person up to this point, but I have to admit this icy blue fox is really melting my heart. I'll have to come back here tomorrow to see if I can feed him again. So I guess now is actually a good time to mention that each biome only has 2 varieties of each critter per day. For example, today I have this blue fox and the white fox in Frosted Heights. If I come back tomorrow, there's a chance that this blue fox won't be one of the 2 foxes available. That means it might take a few days before I can make him my pet, but rest assured, he'll be mine as soon as possible. So, memorizing which treat goes with which critter can be really tough to remember. My advice? Just place a chest in each biome that contains the favorite treats for the critters that live there. This is also a great way to make sure you always have something to give them each day. Once you've finally acquired one of these critters, you just go into your inventory, select the wardrobe section, and then open the companion tab. There they all are. For some reason, you don't get a notification when you've acquired a new companion, so if you want to see what you've actually successfully acquired so far, you'll have to check out this menu in order to see if it appears. These cute animal companions are real gems, and speaking of gems, if you need any pointers for getting each gem in a fast and easy way, check out the video on screen now.